Hello, everybody. It's Katie Reed. Welcome. I'm so glad you joined us today. I am not going to give you any fluff in this training. I am going to jump right in. I know that you're here for the meat, and I want to jump right into the training and give you that. So what are we talking about today? You know it. You're here for a reason. We are talking about people just like you and how people just like you are becoming financially stable. They are launching six-figure secondary businesses. They are adding them onto their clinical practices, and they're doing it with no extra student loans, no extra paperwork, no extra hours, and burnout, and all the things that we frankly don't want, don't need, have been through. We don't need it. So just to give you a little bit of hope of what's on the other side of this, my client Beth, her very first client that she booked after going through this process was a $5,000 client. I don't know about you. I never had that kind of client as a therapist. Not at all. My client Shane booked $3,000 in monthly recurring revenue at his first time out after going through this process and making an offer, putting it out there. $3,000 in recurring revenue. Just let that sink in for a minute. Emma booked her first few new clients after this process from a beach in Thailand, living a digital nomad lifestyle. Not bad, right? Melanie started by creating a Facebook group in her new niche that she had chosen. Literally by the end of the first day, she had over 100 people in there. And by the end of that month, she decided to launch her first group program, which she did successfully right out of this Facebook group of these ideal clients. So this webinar, I'm going to give you a lot of info, stuff you can put into play right now. So what are you going to know by the end? Well, you're going to know how, I'm going to move this over in case the words are cut off, how clinicians are creating these six-figure plus incomes without all of these things that frankly, I'm done with. I'm done with more certifications. I'm done with more burnout. I'm done with high stress clients and insurance companies and all of those things. I'm done. I still love being a clinician, but I'm done with these harder parts. So I want you, this is, maybe an hour long, maybe not even that long. Give yourself this gift. You've earned an hour. You've earned an hour to put your phone down. This is your CEO dream time. This is a working hour for you because this is you planning your next steps and your future. So give yourself the gift, close the door, tell somebody else they need to watch the kids for a minute, and stay with us so that you can truly start dreaming and imagining the next steps in your business. That is what you're going to come out of this webinar with today. I'm so excited. So what are we going to cover? Secret number one, by making one small shift in your professional identity, you are going to be, like me, working fewer hours with easier clients, with less risk, and with, frankly, a lot more reward. Once you make this shift, you are going to hit your financial goals because you will step into a freedom that you don't have as a therapist, and that is the freedom to scale. And I'm going to teach you what that is and how it works. Don't worry about it. Your success is dependent on just one thing, literally one thing. But if you mess it up, yes, you risk your license. And I am all about protecting your license. I don't play fast and loose with licensure. It's really important to me. So let's talk a little bit about secret number one. So when you make this shift, here's what you're going to find on the other side. Sounds pretty appealing, right? So what is it? Katie, what is it? So it is time, my friend, to call yourself maybe one of these things. Maybe a therapist and retreat leader, a therapist and speaker, but coach, consultant, course creator. These are very easy, very small shifts in how you present yourself professionally that opens up a whole new world for you, not only of work, but of income opportunities, of lifestyle freedom. It's great. I'm going to tell you more about it. And listen, even if you've tried, maybe you tried this in the past, maybe you're like, but I put a coaching page up on my website and, nobody ever called me for it. Right. You didn't do it right. And I'm going to teach you how to do it right. Once you know how to do it right, you will be amazed at how the world opens up and how quickly you can move through. So now, why would you want to do this? Let's look at the numbers for a minute, right? I'm not that much of a numbers person. I'll be honest. I'm a therapist, but I want you to look at this for a minute. Now, you might be looking at this going, well, Katie, that doesn't sound that great. The coaching industry is smaller than the mental health industry. Okay, but let's add in the consulting industry to that. Let's add in the e-course industry to that. All told, these three industries, and this doesn't even talk about like retreats and speakers and people writing books and all these other things that you can parlay your skills into, but look at the size of these industries that we should be getting our share of as trained professionals right now. So most clinicians, honestly, they think they kind of know what coaching and consulting are, but most of them are dead wrong because a lot of them just think of it as therapy light, and they seriously are missing the boat as people like you and me can swoop right by and pick up the opportunity that is right there waiting for us. So our industry, I know you know this, I know you've felt this in yourself and with your clients, the industry is changing. People today have subclinical levels of need, right? They're not a walking DSM diagnosis, but they still have a big need. They are struggling, but they're high functioning. Like they don't want to go to a therapist. They don't feel like this need is for a therapist. But if you put a coach in front of them or a consultant giving them hyper-targeted work, zero stigma, just exciting, targeted, oftentimes time-limited work, guess what? It's appealing to everyone. It's appealing to me. It's appealing to you. Think of a problem that you have had at some point in your life that you would have paid any amount of money for somebody to solve. And I'll tell you our example. Sorry, I have a fan on and hair is blowing across my nose. Our example is that when my second son was born, he did not sleep. And I'm talking did not sleep like we ended up eventually at a sleep neurologist. But for years until that point, we hired everyone, every sleep consultant. I paid money to everybody on earth because I was so desperate to solve this problem. Think of problems that you've had where you're like, I would have given anything for somebody to come in and solve this, right? So here's the thing. Right now, that work is being done by totally untrained people. People who are not like you and me. They didn't go through years of school and years of internship and licensure and everything else. Well, a lot of clinicians then, on the other hand, are sort of taking this imaginary moral high ground and saying like, well, I'm better than a coach. I'm better than a consultant. Okay, that's nice. Meanwhile, they're over there bypassing you in lifestyle, in income, in freedom, all of these things. Why take the high ground? It's time for you, honestly, to make this mental shift. So what I want to talk to you about today is the fact that you are not just a clinician. In fact, you are what I call a clini-coach. This is the role that I invite you to step into today, a clini-coach. So what is that? That is a clinically trained, like you, coach, consultant, course creator, retreat leader, a clinically trained person stepping into this role. So we, the clini-coaches, we are raising the bar. We are raising the bar and we are saying hell no to the overworked, underpaid clinical therapist paradigm. We are a new breed of clinician and you may or may not be one of us and you'll have to self-select here. But frankly, we refuse to play by the old rules because we are using our clinical skills to raise the bar on what coaching can be. And as clini-coaches, honestly, I shrug off those old school therapists who are like poo-pooing it. I just flip open my laptop and I get back to work because I know what my life is like on the other side over here. Once I became a clini-coach and the world opened up for me, everything changed. And so I right now am creating freedom, income, and impact like I have never had before. I would love, love, love for you to be saying the same thing several months from now. I am here for my kids, my family, anytime I want to be. I completely set my own schedule around my children. I walk them to and from school. I'm here with them doing homework. This is the life I dreamed of when I became a therapist. But I couldn't get this level of freedom when I was just a therapist. And I certainly couldn't have the level of income at the same time. So as a clini-coach, we create our own paths, define our own luck, choose our own lifestyles, like I just talked about, and live our own freedom. Here are the things that clini-coaches believe. We believe that coaching and consulting are absolutely best done by clinically trained people just like you and I. And we believe that we can and should have the exact lives we want and help our clients do the same. So what are we fighting against? We are fighting against the stale old therapy rules. We are fighting against having gone to school for this many years and still having no freedom, low income, all the hard parts. And then on the flip side, we're also fighting against crappy coaching, crappy consulting from untrained folks. You know the people, they wake up one day and decide they're a life coach now. No. We are fighting against that. We are standing for ethical, impactful, and transformational coaching, and we know how to provide it because of all the education that we have. Now, other therapists and coaches, I will warn you, they get a little intimidated when they hear this. Therapists are intimidated seeing our freedom. Coaches are intimidated because they're like, whoa, the bar has been raised. I see that now. It does happen, but frankly, through it all, I hold the course, you hold the course, knowing that we are the beginning of the future. We are the future of both of these industries. We clini-coaches are ahead of the curve, and we would love for you to join us. If this is speaking to your heart, if this is speaking to your gut, if this is speaking to your intuition in some way, you need to keep listening because I want you to be part of this movement. So who am I? Why do I care about this? These are my kiddos. I have an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. This is our rescue dog, Moxie. I live in a really fun neighborhood. I put up these pictures because I live in a fun neighborhood. We do a lot of like random parties, costume parties. You can see this hunka burnin' love here is actually my husband, Simon. It's just a little slice out of my life. I've been doing this for a while. I have a lot of good results from a lot of wonderful clients who I've had the joy of working with, and they love to sing praises on Facebook, which I am deeply appreciative about, as you can imagine. In my almost 20 years in the field, I've sort of done all the jobs. I joke about it because it's true. I have had multiple private practices, taught grad school, been in agency leadership. I've had more than 40 interns as a clinical supervisor. I've been around this field for a long time. Any job you've had, I've probably had something similar. We can talk about it over coffee because I get it. Now I work full-time as a clini-coach. I work from home. I make better money than I did when I had a full-time agency leadership job all day. And then I was either teaching grad school or seeing clients all night, trying to make ends meet. I make better money now. I don't have an on-call phone. That's amazing, right? I don't ever deal with insurance. That's amazing. I really only do the things that I totally love and that jive with my strengths, my personality, with clients who I just adore. And frankly, like happens to a lot of people, I never really thought about changing my profession until my life hit a rough spot. Both of my children a few years ago were diagnosed back to back with special needs. Everything kind of turned upside down for us. So I was the on-call parent. I had to stop everything I was doing, be available for them, be there, bring them around to appointments, be there in constant various therapies, PT, OT, all the different things. And there was no going back. There was no going back to carrying the 24/7 on-call crisis phone. There was no going back to doing sessions where I had to turn my phone off and I couldn't be around in case I was needed for something. Like there was no going back. And I also, honestly, I just didn't have like the emotional and mental capacity at that time with the stress I was going through to also be dealing with the stress of clients and super high needs and suicidal and the various things that clients were going through. Now, at the same time of all of this, my husband's job, because I was in private practice, carried our insurance, of course, and they started doing rolling layoffs. Every week he was coming home and another friend of ours was laid off. It was a terrible time. It was really scary. We were both quite depressed. We were worried about the kids. We were worried about money. We were worried about our ability to be, we were like intelligent working people, but it still was like, can we actually provide stability? Then we got transferred to Arizona, which we love Arizona, but it was another huge upheaval for everybody. Plus I was unlicensed. Plus I was constantly afraid. What if he comes home and says, he's the next person that's been laid off? I can't even go back and get an agency job. Like I don't even have a license here yet. And it took about a year. It was a long process getting relicensed here. It was really scary. It was a really scary time. And I became obsessed during that time with this idea of layoff proofing my family. I thought, if I could just make enough that I could replace his income plus whatever we would need for health insurance, we would be layoff proof. That is what I need. I need that stability. And I'm super, super motivated by stability and security, especially for my kiddos. So I got really obsessed with this idea. I didn't want to be at the mercy of the computer algorithm that just spit out the names of who was getting laid off that day. I didn't want to live in constant fear anymore. And if I'm being totally honest with you guys, I also wanted the good things, I wanted to travel. I wanted to be able to get new furniture when we needed it in the house. I wanted clothes that weren't all from Target or Old Navy. Is it so wrong? I'm an educated person. I was working hard all day. I wanted some decent things too. I don't think it's so wrong. So I set about to become a clini-coach. I started offering coaching, marketing strategy for therapists like me. And I work with folks just like you and me who are sick of that average therapist $41,000 a year income. I didn't want to go back to that. I didn't want to be anywhere near it. I wanted to be well above that number and with less work in the meantime. I have never looked back. I love it. I love what I do. I love being a coach for all of you. Therapists are still my favorite people in the world. We connect, this is the thing with therapists. Like, we can get in a room and we're like, yes. Like, we can go right into that deep conversation immediately. And I love that. So, these are the things I don't have to deal with anymore. And I want you to be saying the same thing soon. This is all the stuff that was hard. These were all, you know it, right? The safety issues, the suicidal clients, the insurance BS, like not being there for the important moments with your family, all of these things, making less money in the summer, making less money every Christmas break when you need it the most. Like, these are all the things that I don't deal with anymore as a clini-coach. And I don't want you to have to deal with anymore either. You have the skills. I'm going to start proselytizing. Just tell me to stop. So this is the good thing. When you add coaching, consulting, courses, you can work from anywhere. You can set the bar on what you make. You can impact more people because you're going to choose one program to follow, one program to focus on. You're going to choose one problem that you are going to focus on. And when you get airtight, right? You get super clear, super abundantly knowledgeable about this exact problem. And you're talking right to your ideal people and they're really drawn into you because you know exactly what's going on in their minds because you are the person with such a clear understanding of their problem. You make more money, period. It's just true. It's not like therapy where we say, come on into therapy. Hopefully in 6 months or a year, you'll hopefully feel better. It's not like that. We get very, very clear on the results, the impact that we're going to bring into people's lives. So why is it easier? Well, often you're actually working in a time-bound way. And this is what I suggest for my folks. You don't want endless weekly, every week coaching. What you want to be doing is saying, hey, you have this problem. Great. I have an 8-week program where I work through that with you. It is a time-bound way. You are not reinventing the wheel this way. You do less work because you create once and deliver multiple times over, right? Makes sense? So you are doing far less work and you're getting more and more clear on what works because you are delivering it multiple times over. So it's also easier because your clients have non-clinical levels of need. I absolutely will tell you until I'm blue in the face, no, you shouldn't see a coaching client no, you shouldn't see a therapy client as a coach. If somebody needs therapy, you refer. But if somebody has a non-clinical level of need that you can help with, that's exactly where you come on in. You have focused and motivated clients, and you're going to learn premium pricing, which I will talk to you about, which creates a huge urge within your clients for success. And honestly, within you too. That's the great part. So why is coaching easier to sell? Well, we talked about, for one, zero stigma, right? Everybody's attracted to coaching. We get totally clear on outcomes. You are no longer limited to the people that are within 5 miles of your office because nobody's driving farther than that for their therapy session. And there are an infinite number of ways to work. There are an infinite number of ways to present yourself. You can get so utterly tight on your niche and what you're so awesome at doing. And that is why coaching becomes so much easier for you to sell. Now, why is it easier to make money? So you know this. Therapist pricing is a race to the bottom. Clients don't know the difference between us. Clients don't know the difference between licensure, experience, none of it, right? All they do is call around and they say, who's cheapest? Who is the cheapest one? They all look pretty much the same to me when I look at that Psychology Today listing. So let me go see who's cheapest. It is a constant race to the bottom, and you will be stuck in that race forever if you stay only in a business where you just have your little local office. Now, clini-coaches, on the other hand, can use package pricing and package psychology, which I will teach you. And this is how they can scale and they can expand. And this is how I scale and expand. The different ways that you can offer things are amazing. I mean, your income explodes because suddenly all of these things right here are opened up to you. It's a whole new world. It's a whole new level of income. So no, I know some of you are thinking, but I'm not qualified. Like, I need to get a certificate. So listen, I am telling you that you are overqualified right now to become a clini-coach. I don't know about you. You are overqualified. I don't know if you've seen this. I get this ad all the time. $25, become a life coach, get a certificate. You basically send in $25. They print you a certificate. Boom, you got a certificate. Hey, if it's going to make you feel better, go do it. I'm telling you right now that you're overqualified because think of the thousands of people who've sent in that $25 and they're standing around at parties telling people they're a life coach, right? Don't you think you're a bit more qualified than that? So why are people not doing it? Here's the fears. Here's what might be going on in your mind right now, because this is what I hear a lot. Being a good therapist doesn't mean I'll be a good coach. Like I said, you're far more qualified. You can get that coaching certificate for $25. I don't know if you've seen this. Half the people that I've seen get fired from some sort of a high level business position, they turn right around and they say, well, now I'm a business consultant, right? So this is good news, because it means there's a lot of people who are untrained, who are doing crappy work. They're unqualified. It's an unregulated field. This is great news for us. I mean, I know that a lot of therapists get huffy and they're angry at the coaching and consulting worlds. But listen, the field being unregulated works for us. The cream will rise to the top. You, my friend, will rise to the top in this world. Don't worry about the crappy ones. Don't worry about it. They just make your success more inevitable. Seriously. People know somebody who knows what they're talking about from across the room, from a mile away, and those people will be drawn right into you over the untrained, unlicensed, everything $25 life certificate people. So you don't need trainings on certificates and student debt. You just need a step-by-step process to launch yourself effectively into this next phase. Now, here's another fear. It'll be too expensive to build another business. Now, that could be true. I did stumble around. I used a million different tools. I tried to learn everything. I tried to bootstrap it all. I tried to cobble together my learning. So I spent a lot of hours I shouldn't have spent, and I spent a lot of money I didn't need to spend trying a million different things, listening to a million different gurus, kind of getting lost because there's just so much out there. Like, the information overload is insane. So it could be expensive to do that. Instead, what I've done is create a streamlined process. Since I made all the mistakes for you, since I tried everything for you, I have now created the very straight line. Here's how we get from point A, clinician, to point B, clini-coach. I'm going to show you exactly how it's done. I've created this straight line so you don't have to go wading through the millions and billions of programs and bits of advice and all the stuff out there. You can go straight from A to B. This is what I've done to save you time and money. Coaching and consulting is really simply, honestly, you guys, a way to take the skills you have, the things you do every single day, and use them in easier and more lucrative ways. Who wouldn't want that? Let's jump into secret number 2. You know what I mentioned? The freedom to scale, right? I mentioned that earlier on. So let's talk about what that exactly means. Let's just say we're going to take our typical therapist, right? Let's say on average, this person's making about $75 an hour. Maybe they've got some insurance, some sliding scale, a few full fee clients. And let's say they have perfect attendance. There are 20 clients a week. They have perfect attendance. Nobody ever gets sick. They're always there. Their monthly revenue, this typical therapist, would be about $6,000 per month. And if you worked, let's say 48 weeks of the year, this would be about $66K a year. Now we know that actually the typical therapist is down at 41K and there's lots of cancellations. There's lots of weeks you don't hit that 20 a week, but let's just say the perfect therapist here is at 66. Now, what if you started as a clini-coach? What would your one-on-one revenue look like? So one offer you could do would be a monthly one-on-one coaching package at $997 a month. You might be gulping at this number. Don't. This is a really common number in the coaching industry. Incredibly common. This is actually a lot cheaper even than the coach I work with right now and then a lot of coaches out there. Now, let's say all you wanted to do was get in 10 clients a month at this $997. And I'll tell you right now, when I say 10 clients, you are generally not meeting with your coaching clients every single week. Most people meet maybe twice a month, and then they might have some access to you in between via email or whatnot. But really, this is maybe 20 sessions a month for these rates you're getting. Now you have just added almost $10,000 to your monthly revenue, or an average annual revenue of almost $120,000 that you can add into your clinician revenue if you want to, right? Now, let's say you're going along, you got some one-on-one clients, it's great. You decide, I want to do this in a group. I want to make this more accessible to more people. I am going to offer this information in a group coach. It'll be $597 a month. I'll make it cheaper for people. There's going to be 15 people in there. Now you have just added another $9,000 a month, bringing your extra revenue stream now to another $107,000 a month. Now, do you see how easy it would be to have those individual clients and have a group coaching going at the same time? This is what I do right now. You see how easy it would be and how you would actually still have plenty of time in your life on top of making excellent money? Not bad, right? Now, what if you decided, you know what, I've done this for a while now, I really know my stuff, I am going to put this into a digital course, and I'm going to make it nice and great for people, it'll be passive income for me, it'll be a lower priced course anybody can afford, I'll make it $297, right? And I'm going to bring in 20 clients. Now I have just added in passive income almost $6,000 a month, or another $71,000 a year in passive income. Think about that. So here's our chart. So here we have our typical therapist revenue, the number of clients, monthly, annual. So you immediately see how this freedom to scale changes everything. Once you move out of the dollar per hour mold, once you move out of the undervalued mental health work that we do and move into the highly valued work of coaches and consultants, which PS is very similar and often much, much, much easier, then you begin to suddenly scale your income. You could put all three of these together easily and still have hours left in the week to be with your family, be with your kiddos. I'm just saying. So it quickly becomes clear that this is more lucrative. This is easier than the work you're doing. So what do you do now to start today and to protect your license? This is secret number 3, right? What's that one thing that you have to get right? What you have to get right is your clear marketing and package plan. If you don't get your marketing right, you will not succeed. I'm just basic. It's what it is. That's why I teach marketing, because if you don't get your marketing right, you will not find clients. I'm telling you right now. Now, you can't learn marketing from just anyone, because a lot of what's being taught out there for you and I puts our license at risk. Oh, it sucks. People hate hearing it, but it's true. Listen, you and I worked forever to get these freaking licenses on our walls. We are not giving them up, right? So you can't learn from just anyone. When I was learning copywriting and marketing, I bought the big name coaching packages that were out there. I listened to, oh my gosh, you guys, I listened to every podcast. I was such a podcast junkie. I was like a sponge for all this information. I read the books, I read the articles, the blog posts, whatever I could get my hands on, but it quickly became obvious that half of what they were telling me to do would actually threaten my license. Really. And I wasn't going to do that. There was no way. I was trying to lay off proof my family. I wanted to know that if something went south, I could still go back to an agency and get an agency job if I had to. If we lost our health insurance, that I could go get a job with health insurance. I was not going to risk my license. There's no way. And so these are just one example, one thing I would see a lot. Like the other half of the stuff they were teaching me, some of it was teaching me stuff that would risk my license. Some of it was teaching me stuff that was just BS, you guys, because once you start doing this work, you realize very quickly there are huge companies with dozens of people getting on telemarketing calls and telling people, and I've seen so many therapists burned by this, that's why this one sticks with me, just run Facebook ads to a high ticket program charging $5,000 to $7,000. And even if you've never worked with a coaching client before, like, you'll be rich. I have had so many therapists come to me who said, well, I signed up for this program, and I'm like, no, you didn't, because it's such a throwing away of money. It's just BS. A lot of the dangling the carrot, if it sounds too amazing to be true and like there's no work involved, it's so easy. Yeah, it's too good to be true. Run. So I set out figuring out, how do I do this responsibly? How do clinicians market responsibly? How do therapists make this transition ethically and authentically, staying in touch with who they really are, move into these realms? And how do we do it fast? So really, all you need is a clear and non-salesy marketing system, and you need an unshakable understanding of the rules that govern your particular coaching versus counseling business. Now, they are a little different for everyone, and this is why I do a lot of one-on-one with people to figure out every license is different, every state is different, and then every business you're building, every coaching business, you're going to have to think carefully through the implications of it. But it's no big deal. We do it. Once you set the rules, then you know exactly what to follow and you keep going. Now, this is where a lot of clinicians fail, right? Like, we're not natural marketers. We get intimidated by the marketing piece. We know how to do the work. We are boots on the ground. We are butts in the chair in that therapy room. We don't know how to sell the work. Like, this is not us. Plus, that line can feel murky, especially when you're starting out. That line between coaching and counseling feels murky. And this is why you need a clear guide that understands these problems from the inside. So you can do what I did. I spent hundreds of hours. I spent thousands of dollars on training, on courses, on one-on-one coaching, on real life work experience, building up my marketing skills, building up my copywriting skills, wading through the legalities of running 2 different businesses, trying to figure them all out myself for years. Or you can do it the easy way. Introducing, clinician to coach. I don't know if you've heard of this course before. I'm hoping you're here because you have. It's an amazing course. This is your complete business online ready to launch. And a lot of my students have done it in 8 weeks because of all the tools that I give you. It's also your complete website and that ever important marketing strategy in place while protecting your license, my friends. These are just a couple of my lovely clients who were so kind as to send in some nice testimonials just to prove to you that people do love this work and that they've gone a long way with it. So let me go through with you what we're going to cover during the program. Module 1. This is your mindset module. This is not a blow-off module. Whoops. Because this is one that you come back to again and again. I give it to you first. I want you to get some mindset practices in place. Mindset is the thing that knocks people down. People who don't work on their mindset, then the minute this coaching road gets tough, they're like, oh, never mind. I'll just go get an agency job. It's fine. And they fall off course. So I give you these mindset practices. I'm regularly saying to people, like if they're having a bad week, I'm like, when's the last time you did the mindset work? But it makes a real difference. It makes a huge difference in my life. It will in yours too. I give you all my best practices. Now, module 2, we're going to protect your license here. So I'm going to show you step by step exactly how you do protect your license. And this is an extremely important module to me. I tell you who to call, what to say, what do you ask, what do you write on your marketing materials? How do you decide when a client comes in the door, which side they go to, the coaching, the therapy, like who do they go to? Are they appropriate for coaching or consulting? All of those things. It will not be confusing. It will also not be overwhelming because I give you the option of just doing one small 10-minute task each week to protect your license, and you're done in 6 weeks with that. Module 3 is your perfect offer. Now, we are going to get really clear on your ideal client. It can be trickier than you think. You start getting in there and you're like, well, wait a minute. What about this client? What about this client? We're going to get really clear, you and I together, along with your peers in the group, on your ideal client, because once we know that, we can create the perfect offer that is tailored right to them. They can't refuse. Now, module 4, this is the marketing module. In module 4, the first thing we're going to do is create your work with me page, where we are really going to define what is this that you're offering? How do people work with you? What is the transformation that you're talking to them about? What are the ways that you want to set up your lifestyle? So we're going to create a way that people can work with you that works for you, that works for your lifestyle, and that works with your best, most feel-good, non-scary, non-intimidating marketing methods for you personally. Now, whoops, we got to get back to clicking. Module 5, we are going to create a website. Yes, you do need a new website for this business. Now, you don't have to build it yourself. Some of my people have websites professionally designed, or, their brother-in-law designs websites and they've got it done. Even if that's you, I am going to give you everything you need so you know what to put on what page, how to create the highly converting copywriting that you need to make a website really amazing, and how to tie in design with all of that, make it look and feel and sound like you, while at the same time being something that just sucks in those ideal clients like a magnet. Now, in module 6, we are going to move into your perfect freebie. Now, as a therapist, you've never had to deal with this. You haven't had to create a freebie. You haven't had to build an email list. Don't worry. I am going to teach you all of it step by step. We have bit by bit lessons. We have a million different ideas for what you can do as a freebie. You will love this. You will start to build up your following, your email list, the people who will eventually become your clients. Now, in module 7, we're going to write some emails to those people. We're going to be in touch with them. Now, here's the good thing. Emails to me are one of the hardest parts of my business. I find them hard to write. I find them intimidating. It's a little scary to me when I hit send now. Like, it's tricky. And I know that you're going to feel the same way, because if I feel that way as a person who enjoys writing, I know you feel that way too. So I have pre-written email templates for you. I have told you what to put where to put a little bit about you here, put a little bit about your client's goal here. I have done a lot of this copywriting for you in advance, so you just have to plug and play. Now, module 8, this is where we start talking about growth strategies. Now, when I say organic growth, what I mean is unpaid marketing, which is honestly how I built my entire business for a year and a half. I never paid a dime in marketing. I just did it all myself. I learned how to organically leverage social media, and that's all that I'm going to teach you. Social media, putting your stuff out there, if you like to do video, great. If you're a great writer, great. There's a million different ways to get yourself out in front of people totally organically without paying a dime. This leads to a nice moderate pace of growth for your business, which for a lot of us, a moderate pace of growth, that's about all we could take. If 20 clients showed up at your door tomorrow, you'd be like, what the heck? I can't do this. But 1 or 2 clients a week coming in with your organic strategies might be perfect for you. Now, some of you might want to jump to module 9. Some of you are like, heck no, let's get this business going now. So in module 9, we're going to do high speed growth. So what we're going to talk about are how do you get started with Facebook ads, with becoming an affiliate for somebody else, creating joint ventureships, being on podcasts, for example, writing for major publications to get your name out there more. We're going to talk about how you grow your business more on high speed in module 9 for the ones ready to go. So what will you have by the end? I know it's a lot of information. I know it sounds kind of overwhelming. I'm going to give you a page where you can read it so that you can go back and take your time to read it as well. What you will have by the end is your complete clini-coach business online, a beautiful website, a clear marketing strategy, a plan for your launch, a plan for your growth. You're going to have your license protected, and you're going to have the tribe of all of us together, the other clini-coaches, this supportive tribe cheering you on. And you have me. You have my ongoing help, ongoing support, me live. It's not an assistant. It's not a VA. It's me. I'm in the group. I'm there every day. You'll have me a lot. This is a long, I shouldn't have put this one on here. This is a long testimonial, but this is Melissa. I just want to point out that Melissa had joined several programs, large ones, before she found this one, and they fell flat. Now, Melissa is saying this was completely different for me. Melissa and I are in touch every day. She is building her business. She has been amazing. And she did it in 8 weeks. She got everything online and going and rolling along in 8 weeks, which was amazing. Here's Emma. Emma's the one who booked her first couple clients from the beach in Thailand. And I just want to now, Emma actually got her entire business completely online in 6 weeks. She was a workhorse. She went for it. But I just want to point out to you that Emma's saying it is not for the faint of heart. This is a major personal growth undertaking. I have found it to be massively beneficial for my own personal growth, not just professional. And Emma was very much the same way. Now, the program, Clinician to Coach, it retails for about $10,000. Now, listen, I know that number is a little shocking right now. Here's the thing. I am a bootstrapper at heart. Like I told you, I started this business as a bootstrapper. I had zero extra money. I really wanted to make this happen without taking money out of my family's limited budget. So I'm not, of course, going to charge you $10,000 because that price would have scared me away. There are similar programs that do charge that much. I'm not anywhere near that, okay? I wanted to make this a business in a box program. I wanted clinicians to have what they needed all in one place, and I wanted to make it affordable for everybody who is serious. And this is where I want you to weed yourself out naturally. If you're not serious, it's going to be too much work for you. You're going to get intimidated by stuff easily. Then clini-coach is not the way for you to go. But if you are serious about leveling up your life, I want you. I want you in this movement. So I went a little crazy on bonuses and I went a little crazy on price. So first bonus bundle, dun, 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 dun. I'm giving you your website, guys. I built your entire website, and what I actually built is called a sales funnel. And I built this for you because I thought I know how to do this and they don't. So I'm going to do this for them. Every page you need on your coaching website is there for you. Every email, like I told you, you have pre-written email templates waiting to go, waiting for you to shoot them off. Every time somebody comes to your website, downloads your freebie, automatically gets an email from you. All of that tech is done. It is interconnected. Everything is working together. You are going to go in, you're going to put in your words, your pictures, and it's going to be your website. Okay? So we're going to work on the copy together. There's going to be a little bit of a learning curve where you learn, wait, how do I copy my paragraph over onto the website? Oh, there it is. Great. And then you've got it. And then you are golden, my friends. So I give you your website. This is a $5,000 massive sales funnel that is all done for you. So now our course value is up to about $14,994. There's another bonus bundle. This is the Grow Your Adoring Fans and Protect Your License bundle. I'm going to give you all of this all together. I have the Blogging Idea Generator. I have a complete social media planner system for you. This is done for you. This is just there to make your life easy. You are going to have your social media, that organic marketing, planned out in advance. So when the day comes, you don't even have to think about it. You just go, oh, today I'm writing about this, or I'm talking about that, or I'm doing a Facebook Live. Great. I'll just jump in and do it. You also have my content multiplier system. This is an amazing system because you can do one quick 5-minute video and turn it into about 10 different pieces of content that you move all around the internet and start attracting those ideal clients. And I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. And then you're also going to get, this is also the Protect Your License bundle. I have a fantastic interview with a lawyer who specializes in clini-coaches, explaining to us exactly what we have to do and not do on our websites, our online presence, and what we talk about to protect ourselves. The most important thing, right? So that is bonus bundle number 2. So now we are up to nearly 16K in value for this program. But wait, there's more. If I can sound like a cheesy infomercial. So now I also wanted to give you, for those times when you are ready to grow fast, this is the bundle for you. So when you are ready to grow, I'm going to give you a Facebook ads tutorial. How do you get started? Which kind of ads are the absolute least expensive? So you can get started for just a few dollars to get some people onto that email list and people following you and seeing what you're doing. I'm also going to give you interviews with podcasters. I'm going to talk to you about getting published in larger publications. All of these things go into that fast growth tutorial for when you're ready to pick up speed quickly. So now our total value is up to about 16 and a half, right? We're getting a big course here. This is a big course. I will warn you of that. This is a big course. That's why you get a lot of my one-on-one support and attention to do it. So here's what you get. For 6 months, you get to be in our clini-coach Facebook group. We are lively, we are supportive, we are active. I am in there every day. I respond to every post. I am live every single week. I do a Q&A. The Q&As are recorded. You can submit questions in advance. If you can't make it live, you will still get your questions answered, and you will still have that Q&A to go back to see, to be part of it. And you can also, within that group, get your website reviewed, get your copywriting reviewed, get all your ideas reviewed, brainstorm with me and with other people in the group. It's an amazing group. I would love for you to be part of that. 6 months in that group is about a $4,000 value. So our total value on our course right now is over $20,000. Let that sink in, because I know none of us have that laying around. I know it. So it won't be $20,000. It won't be $10,000. Clinician to Coach is only $19.97 for the next 4 days. For an offer this good, I had to make it time limited. And since you are watching this right now, you have the next 4 days to join us. You can join us right here, katiereed.com/clinician to coach. I'm also going to send you an email that has the link so that you can read about it in there too. Now, to make it easier, I know not everybody has $19.97 laying around. So you can do a payment plan. That is completely fine. You can break up 6 months of payments for just $3.97 each. $3.97 is a really inexpensive way to get started on your new life. Okay, so katiereed.com/clinician to coach. That is where you go. But wait a minute. Don't do it yet. Don't buy it yet. There's one more thing I wanted to tell you about. But first, I just want to point out Yoshi's testimonial. I've taken a really expensive course from one of the biggies in the coaching industry and got more learning from Katie one of the littlies in the coaching industry, right? Or Tracy. Not only did she take me step by step through the development process, she provided support when I started to have doubt, insecurities, and feel overwhelmed. Tracy's emailed me a couple times. She's fantastic. She has an amazing Facebook group that she's built up of perfect clients for her. Her dedication to my success speaks volumes about her integrity and her ability. A big shout out for all I have done. Thank you, Tracy. I love that testimonial. Now, here's questions that people get. Here's questions that people say. What if I don't finish in 6 months? No problem. You know what? You're going to get the course materials forever. Though it's going to be ongoing access to the course materials. And if you want to stay longer in the Facebook group, you can. We'll talk about that. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. You absolutely can. Now, some people say, but I already have a website. I launched a coaching website. I just don't really have a lot of clients yet. No problem either. You can take all of the website stuff I'm giving you and just use it as inspiration, motivation, copywriting instructions, design instructions. You can just take it all and use it. You can use it on your own website, hand it to your designer, whatever you want to do. Now, here's another one I hear, but I'm too introverted to be a coach. Listen, I get it. So many of us therapists really are introverted at heart. Now, I am a big proponent of what I call feel-good marketing. If it doesn't feel good, it's not going to work, right? So you need to develop marketing strategies that you can maintain in the long term because they feel good to you. Because they are you. And when something feels perfect and authentic to you, that is when it works. So you will absolutely have the opportunity to figure out for you, what is your feel-good marketing? Now, here's another one. Some people say, I don't want to separate my two businesses. I don't want to have a therapy practice and then a coaching practice. Here's my honest feeling about it. You're a grown-up. You're a professional. You get to make your own decisions. I'm going to teach you the best practices. You're going to decide what's right for you in those situations. Now, here some other people say, but why do I have to separate my businesses? My friend just stuck a coaching page on her website. So your friend is risking a few things. She's risking her license. She's slowing her growth. She won't be able to grow effectively. And I'll teach you more about SEO and why just slipping a coaching page on your website will not grow that coaching business. Honestly, what I usually see when people try to do this is that they grow so slowly, they just give up and they just abandon the whole coaching thing where they could be sitting at that 300K in income that we were looking at on that sliding scale, right? So why do that to yourself? Why not just do it the easy and fast way? That would be my question for you. Now, here's another one, but I'm so bad at technology. Oh my God, you guys, I am so bad at technology. Before I started this business, I literally could turn on my computer and off, and my husband would laugh at me because I knew nothing. What I discovered is there is so much technology out there now to support people like you and I who are not technical people. Like, I am so not a techie in any way, but they have made it really easy for us. And the easiest system I've found is this system called Kartra. If you can build a website on Wix, Squarespace, Weebly, if you've built a website on any of those, you can build your website on Kartra. It's about the same level of tech. Now, if you can't do that, you can either learn, because I've given you step-by-step videos for everything, or you can hire. There's plenty of people in the world who will happily do the work for you because they know exactly how to do it. So that is what you can do with that. But honestly, I started off knowing nothing. And God knows, if you've ever done anything in WordPress, you are like next level expert compared to what you need for Kartra, because WordPress is really tricky. So to recap, the program is almost 10K. The website and funnel bonus is about 5K. Growing your adoring fans. We're going to give you the fast growth tutorial package. You're going to get daily access to me for questions for a full 6 months and longer if you need it. And remember that you get the weekly Q&A calls with me live. We have on-call tech experts in my group to handle your tech problems. We have a super lively Facebook group of your fellow clini-coaches. We have ongoing access to the materials, the actual course materials that you're getting. The total value of this program is $20,588. It's an amazing, I say this as the course creator, it is an amazing program, and I'm incredibly, incredibly proud of it. And remember, of course, that for the next 4 days, you can get this whole program, let me back up, for $19.97, or you can start today for $3.97. But before you even do that, I am throwing in one more bonus. It's for the next 4 days only. I am giving you the Website Whisperer Masterclass. This is normally a $400 class. I am giving it to you for free for the next 4 days. This system you will use not only on your coaching website, But it will also, here's what happens to everybody. They learn in Website Whisperer how to make an amazing website. They go back and start tweaking their therapist website. Suddenly the therapist website calls are like off the hook. This literally, I cannot tell you how many of my clients sign up for Clinician to Coach and they're like, I'm suddenly getting 10 calls a week in my therapy practice. What's happening? Because they're learning all this great marketing and they're putting it into both businesses and both businesses start booming. Website Whisperer, you can use it for any website you build forever. It teaches you copywriting. It teaches you design. It gives you all of the easiest tools that I have found to get the job done fast and quickly. It doesn't teach you how to build a website, like the tech part of it teaches you what to put on a website to make your website work, to make it highly converting and make those clients call you. So I'm giving you the Website Whisperer Masterclass. You don't even have to click the box. You'll see it, the box there. You don't even have to click it. I lowered the price on the box down to $1 so that if you do click it, it only charges you $1. Whoa, we're saying it twice. Woohoo. Not sure why that slide doubled up. Again, guys, you can get started today for $397. You can get started and just be one and done at $19.97, which is a lower price point than the 6 payments. I would love to have you in there. Obviously, go read all about it on the page here, clinician, this page right here, Katie Reed /clinician to coach. Go read all about it. Go get your questions answered over on that page. I have a ton of info that was here over on that page as well. And honestly, you can email me, katie@katiereed.com. Feel free to email me. If you have more questions, go ahead, send me an email anytime. I would love to answer them for you. I'm happy. I answer my emails myself. I really seriously would love to have you in this movement. We are a movement. We clini-coaches, we are the future of both industries. And if you are feeling that little intuitive pull, like this might be the next step for you, I want you to listen very, very hard to that and don't ignore it and don't let it go. Thank you so much for joining today. It was really amazing to get to sit with you guys. Thank you for being part of this. I hope you'll join us over in our movement. It was great getting to chat with you tonight. Have a great day. I will see you in Clinician to Coach. I'll talk to you later. Bye.